If you're wanting to get started with Reels or TikTok for your business, but don't really know where to start, or don't know how to transition from making personal Reels to making Reels for your brand, this video is for you. I'm sharing 15 concrete ideas you can take and run with to get started making Reels for your brand that your audience would actually want to see. And make sure you watch to the very end because the last Reel idea I'm sharing worked on me. I purchased a product from a new to me small business brand after seeing a certain type of Reel from them, so keep watching. Starting with idea number 1, to share your company values. Now, before you roll your eyes at this idea, I promise this is not a filler content idea. Sharing your values are directly tied statistically to your profits, and I'm going to tell you why. A large percentage of social media users follow brands on social media because they want an intimate, authentic look into the brands they purchase from. And in this day and age, customers want to know that your company has values and does things ethically. One study found that 86% of consumers take a brand's authenticity into account when making a purchasing decision, and 82% of customers prefer to buy from brands that they share values with. Plus, listen up, this part is important. They found 90% of customers are willing to pay more if they're purchasing from a brand they trust, and 64% of customers feel they can more easily create that trusting relationship with a brand that shares their values. So your company values and the amount of customers you get and how much they spend is all tied together. Here's a great example from Vera Bradley, a bag and apparel retailer, where they celebrated blessings in a backpack, an organization that provides food to children who might otherwise go hungry. Vera Bradley donated $105,000 to their organization in support and recognized some of the specific individuals in the community who helped make it all happen. Putting together a creative Reel that shares exactly what your company stands for and what you support could go a long way in building trust with potential customers who have not yet heard of your brand. And I would say that that's the ultimate goal of the rest of the Reel ideas we're sharing today, is to lay a foundation of trust with people so that they remember your brand positively and buy from you. Idea number 2 is to share before and after results. When in doubt, make content that immediately addresses your customer's ultimate goal or desire. If you can show them the goal they're trying to achieve in the form of a result that your other customers have reached, that is all the social proof you need to catch your viewers' attention and get them watching and ultimately purchasing. The beauty and skincare industry uses this tactic a lot, showing people before and after using their product, going from a lot of acne to no acne, or wrinkles to no wrinkles, etc. Another industry that does this is in the household cleaning products world, showing stains removed or pan grease loosened in one spray or wipe and so on. But don't be fooled, service-based businesses can absolutely use this tactic as well. For instance, for us, we help small businesses profit via online marketing, so we can post Reels showing exactly how many sales our clients achieved after they signed up for our services. Which, by the way, if you want to get a free quote and custom proposal for your business to see how we can market your business and drive sales for you, fill out our contact form, I've linked it below. But so no matter what industry you're in, think about the end result that customers achieve from using your product or service, and then visually show them that end goal in the form of a before and after Reel. Idea number 3 is a behind the scenes Reel. Sharing behind the scenes kind of pulls back the curtain and shows your potential customers exactly what it's like to work within your brand. And that's important for 2 reasons. Number 1, we know from the first idea on this list that customers care about your value and ethics, and a behind the scenes Reel can show that you create your product or execute your services ethically. And number 2, it's a huge trust builder. Behind the scenes can be as simple as showing your team taking product photos and videos for your social media, and that's all it takes to make potential customers feel like they got to see a glimpse inside the brand that others didn't. Here's another great behind the scenes Reel that same hat brand Gigi Pip did, showing a photo shoot for the website live in action. So think about what parts of your brand would be fun to share that your audience doesn't normally get to see. Idea number 4 is to show your product or service in action. If there is any confusion on how to use your product or service, it's going to deter buyers. Using a Reel to show exactly how to use your product or how your service works is a great way to give potential buyers clarity while getting them further invested in your brand. This is a great example from OxyClean where they show you step by step up how to use their laundry products. And you might find as you're filming yours that this reel idea can double as a before and after as well, depending on if your product or service shows a difference in something from the start to the end, which would be awesome. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? So long as you're simplifying and not complicating what you offer, showing your product or service in action is a great way to get followers on board with your brand. Idea number 5 is to introduce your team members. Normally, I always advise to focus the reels around your customer and not your business, but in this case, I make an exception because I believe introducing team members helps build brand consumer trust, especially if the nature of your business doesn't usually include a lot of customer interaction. Posting a reel introducing your team can help prove that you're a real business, this isn't a scam, and that you have real experts working behind the scenes. This is a reel we made using an old sitcom show theme song to cheesily introduce a few members of our team. We intentionally made it cheesy because that was a trend going around at the time, which brings us to our next idea. Number 6, make a reel using a trending audio or challenge relevant to your business. Now, this idea may be a little harder to execute if you don't scroll reels or TikTok a lot in your personal time, because it really takes an ear to the ground to know firsthand what's trending. But if you or a team member feel pretty in the know about what audios and challenges are trending on social media, it's a great opportunity to capitalize on these. Using trending audios will not only get you extended reach on your reels, but it'll also captivate your viewers because they're going to recognize the audio and or trend right away. Plus, reels where a brand has put their spin on a trend tend to end up being humorous, which is entertaining to the viewer. It creates a positive interaction between your audience and your brand and lets them feel like you're really up to speed on what's going on in the social world. We did this a lot with some of our earlier videos. For example, this was a trend from a while back, using audio from the TV show New Girl to make a joke about how much of something existed or was required.
Seriously? Are you serious? Okay, this is impossible. I'm starting over. Just say when.
In this instance, this girl was poking fun at how people are always surprised at how many calories athletes have to consume. Different accounts and businesses will use that same audio and trend for a reel and just change the context to be something related to their business. So this was our version of that trend.
Just say when. Just say, seriously? Are you serious? Okay, this is impossible. I'm starting over.
Here's another example of one we made using an audio from the show The Office that was trending at the time, and we put text on screen to make it digital marketing related.
Do you want to form an alliance with me?
Absolutely, I do.
Good. Excellent.
So since you're essentially doing skits, you can see how these can get comical really quickly. A great way to stop the scroll for your audience, capture their attention, and make them interact with your brand. Idea number 7 is to remix or duet or stitch someone else's video if it's relevant to your business. Similar to TikTok's duet feature, Instagram has the remix feature where you can add your reel to someone else's. Or you can stitch a video, which means your recorded video plays immediately after the video you're stitching. Here's an example of an Instagram remix that we did.
Look, I keep telling y'all, if you want to grow, you have to post every day. That's true.
In this example, the group of people on the left are people we don't know in real life. They are just a group of people that made that reel on their own of them just sitting there and then acting aggravated at something all of a sudden. They made that reel hoping people would remix it and add to it, making countless different scenarios of what they could be aggravated at. In this case, Sean remixed it to make it sound like he was telling them they have to post every day to grow, which is funny in the marketing world because a lot of business owners, being short on time, have a similar groaning type of reaction when we tell them that they need to post more often, which is why they hire us to do it for them a lot of times. So, contact link below. But so there are plenty of videos out there that you can duet or remix and make applicable to your product or service in either a funny or educational way that brings value to your audience. You just have to be on the lookout for them when you're scrolling through social media. Idea number 8 is to share user-generated content. User-generated content is when people post about your brand and tag you in it for you to repost. I made this video on how to drum up some user-generated content if you don't really have any yet. And I share an important law to follow in order to repost UGC legally. So I'll link that below. Be sure to watch that next. But UGC is great social proof to share in your reels. You're essentially telling your audience, hey, don't take my word for it. Take it from all of these people who have used our product or service and loved it and posted about it. Or if you're short on UGC but a little flush on cash, you can pay influencers to create content for you. It's the most organic, natural form of paid content currently, in my opinion, and it might help to get the organic, unpaid UGC flowing from other users. Here's one that the widely used skincare brand Tula posted from one of their brand ambassadors. So you can see it very seamlessly creates trust between the viewer and the brand because it's like they're hearing about it from a friend instead of from a sales pitch. Idea number 9 is to post a Q&A as your reel. If you find that you get asked the same questions all the time from leads or customers, answer them upfront in a Q&A reel. Because again, the less confusion or questions someone has around what you offer, the easier it is for them to buy it. Now, if you do live streams, I've seen a lot of times brands will answer questions in their live streams and then save that as a reel. So that's definitely an option. Or if you're not comfortable with live streams yet, totally fine. There are still other ways to do it. In this example from honey company Savannah Bee Co., they posted an Ask Us Anything sticker on their stories and then shared their answers to the questions they got in a series of reels, which I thought was brilliant. I like this short video idea because not only does it answer your potential customers' questions, but it shows that you're listening to them and care about them. Another great trust builder. Idea number 10 is to share a tip that directly helps customers achieve their goal. This is the majority of the types of reels we post these days on the Life Marketing social media channels. We take bite-sized nuggets of content from our YouTube videos and create micro content out of it in the form of short form videos. But we make sure to choose parts that offer a tip our target market would care about, aka marketing tips that help them grow their business or better their bottom line. These tend to be very educational, which can get boring for your followers after a while, if we're being honest. So make sure you spice it up with some humor or shocking information or something to retain your followers' attention. Idea number 11 is a daily or weekly routine. This could be what your day looks like as the founder of your company, or what a week in the life of an intern for your company looks like. Or you could go a different direction and share what a day looks like for a customer who uses your product or service. Like here's an example from retailer Lily Pulitzer, where this lady showed a day in her life and all the different ways she wore and styled her Lily dresses throughout the day. How she wore them casually or dressed them up for different activities, etc. And here's another example from Reese's Book Club, where they shared a day in the life author edition. And there are also a lot of Monday, Tuesday, etc. weekday audios out there that you can use, or even weekly and monthly audios to go with your routine reel. In posting a routine, you're showing all the ways that your product or service can be incorporated into someone's life. And you're starting to sell more of the world that your brand creates, not just a product or a service. Idea number 12 is to share holiday themed reels. Now, I know when I say this, most of you think of the big holidays like Christmas. And you absolutely can and should capitalize on some of the major shopping holidays with month-long themed reels. But don't forget that there are a slew of national and international holidays that you can post about as well. For example, this stationery company posted a reel acknowledging the first day of spring because they release new patterns each season and are known for their floral, springy aesthetic. So just do a quick Google search of national holidays and mark the ones that are related to what you offer and go from there to create great holiday themed reels. All right, number 13 is to share lifestyle how-tos. So what do I mean by that? A lifestyle how-to includes educating your audience on something that they'd have interest in that is related to your product or service, but isn't directly beating you over the head with the product or service. Let's look at a couple examples to show you what I mean. Pulling up the Savannah Bee company page again, they do sell online, but they also have brick and mortar stores in several cities across the US. They have a store in Charleston, so they made a reel on what to do in Charleston, South Carolina. And they made a similar reel for Greenville, South Carolina, because they have a store there too. Now, of course, both of these include visiting their store and all the things you can do there, like bottle your own honey, swing by the beauty bar, bar, have a cup at the mead bar, etc. But because it's framed in a lifestyle perspective, like what to do in Charleston, it doesn't feel salesy, right? They position themselves as a fun stop to make when you're traveling through. Another example could be if you sell yoga and athleisure clothing like Aloe does, you can share workout how-tos while wearing the clothes you sell. The video is providing value to the audience because it's teaching them how to do something that, given the lifestyle of their target audience, they'd probably care to know about, all while subtly inserting some product placement. Idea number 14 is to share the reason you founded your business. People love to hear the passion and grit it took to build a brand, and understanding the why behind why your brand was founded could be the reason someone decides to purchase from you. A lot of times these reels can be relatable to viewers, even if they're not entrepreneurs themselves, because everybody has something in their lives that they love and fight for. And for you, it was building this company because you believe in it. Share why that is and what got this brand started. An example I've seen is with the Flow Vitamins company, which sells a PMS relief gummy for women. They had a reel where the founder talked about how her monthly cycle used to affect her skin and acne so much, and how multiple dermatologists never did anything but offer to put her on birth control. A situation that is extremely relatable for women everywhere, and that's why she founded this company, to give women a natural, easy alternative to relieving some of their PMS symptoms. By telling her story and her why, she's not only building trust, but her reason for starting the company is something a lot of her target audience can relate to. So think about your why when planning your next reel. And that brings us to idea number 15, address a customer pain point. When you start out describing a difficult situation that your target audience goes through, it gets their attention. This is a great example from another company called Curie that sells natural deodorants that actually work. Check out this reel that I saw from them. This is the reel that got me. I purchased the product after I saw it.
Like many of you, I wanted to switch to an aluminum-free deodorant, but I couldn't find anything that worked for me. I tried everything, and I knew that in order to make something better than anything else that was out there, I had to bring in the experts. I didn't make these products in my kitchen. I teamed up with top industry experts, and we worked for over a year developing our formula. And Kirsten, I am the best guinea pig for a natural deodorant. I am a sweaty girl, and the moment it worked on me, I knew we had a winner, and we haven't been able to keep it in stock. Well, that's all.
Because I have been trying different aluminum-free deodorants for years, but I have to reapply all throughout the day because they simply don't work. And often if I'm going to something important, like a wedding or something, I'll just unfortunately switch back to my super toxic aluminum full deodorant because it's the only thing that's actually worked for me. So when I saw this reel where she's addressing the exact same problem that I have had in looking for a good deodorant, I was sold. So jot down a list of your customers' pain points as they relate to the product or service you offer and create a reel addressing those. Show how your company helps users solve those pain points, and I guarantee it'll drive some sales for you, let alone brand recall. See you guys in the next episode.